In this channel, I will be talking about various concepts that are related to supply chain and logistics. First, I will begin my first video with a basic overview about what is supply chain and what is it all about. Let's begin. Supply chain, a complex ecosystem. So, as we can see, supply chain is interrelated to various operations of an organization, whether it's finance, sales and operations, employee resource, manufacturing. So, it is related to every component of an organization or an industry. So, a supply chain consists of all parties involved directly or indirectly in fulfilling a customer requirement. All facilities, functions, activities associated with flow and transformation of goods and services from raw materials to customer, as well as the associated information flows. An integrated group of processes to source, make, and deliver products. So, as I already explained, it is an interoperational uh, department. So, it begins from a supply to some sources like plants, vendors, ports. So it goes to various stocking points, warehouses. So and after through moving from transportation, it reaches to the end customer or the demand center. Supply chain management is the management of the flow of goods. The goal or mission of supply chain management can be defined by using Mr. Goldratt's words as increased throughput while simultaneously reducing both inventory and operating expense. Supply chain management is primarily concerned with the efficient integration of suppliers, factories, warehouses, and stores so that merchandise is produced and distributed in the right quantities, to the right location, and at the right time, and so as to minimize total system costs subject to satisfying customer service requirements. Supply chain management has been defined as the design, planning, execution, control, and monitoring of supply chain activities with the objective of creating net value, building a competitive infrastructure, leveraging worldwide logistics, synchronizing supply with demand, and measuring performance globally. So, what is supply chain with an example? For example, a PNG or any other manufacturer uh, ties up with a third party distribution center, which it further connects to the supply supermarket. Now, and the final product reaches to the customer who wants a detergent. So, in this process, various other components are also included, like the plastic producer, or the packaging company, or the manufacturer who produces the detergent. So, this is a simple example or an illustration of how supply chain works. Various type of supply chains like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, how the raw material goes to a factory and which goes to a warehouse, then further to a distribution center, and then to a local retail store available near to the customer. Benefits of the supply chain. So it reduces the uncertainty and risks in a supply chain. This positively affects inventory levels, cycle time, business processes, and customer service. It contributes to overall increase in profitability and competitive advantage. Supply chain stages. First, the customer, retailer, then a wholesale distributor, manufacturer, and the components, raw material suppliers. So it is not compulsory that all stages should be present in a supply chain. It differs from organization or industry to industry. So, so a set of approaches used to efficiently integrate suppliers, manufacturer, warehouses, distribution centers, so that the product is produced and distributed in the right quantities to the right location and at the right time. System-wide costs are minimized and service level requirements are satisfied. So, what is the history of supply chain management? So, how it began? So, in 1960, the inventory management was mainly focused on inventory management and cost controlling. The 1970s including the material resource planning and operations planning. So, then comes the MRP second, and the just-in-time delivery and the material management and logistics occurred in the 1980s. So 1990s was about the enterprise resource planning, integrated purchasing, financials, manufacturing, and order entry. Now, the 2000s or the 21st century was about optimized value network with real-time decision support, synchronized and collaborative extended network for supply chain management. The objectives are satisfying the customer needs, maximizing the overall value generated, increasing supply chain surplus, high supply chain profitability, and supply chain decisions include designing, planning, execution, control, monitoring, ensuring effective flow of goods and information. Clusters are stored near the distribution center, collaboration with the suppliers, active efforts to steer customer at real time, and centralizing the manufacturing. So, what are the decision phases in a supply chain? So, first would be supply chain strategy or designing, like how to construct the structure for next several years. What is the chain configuration? How would the resources be allocated? What process the each stage will perform? Outsourcing, in-house functions, locations and capacities of production in warehouses. What would be the mode of transportation and types of the information systems? Next is the supply chain planning, like for several months. Forecast for the coming year, analyzing the demand in different markets, which market to target, location, subcontracting, inventory policies, timing, size of marketing, price promotions, supply chain operations, including weekly or daily operation decisions, individual customer orders, location of inventory and production, set dates for